I'm lucky enough to be joined by Hollywood actor Dan Aykroyd, probably most famous for his roles in Ghostbusters and the Blues Brothers. And we are here at the Stafford Hotel in London because Dan's been here for the launch of his Crystal Head vodka. So Dan, welcome.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Indeed, and to you.
Tell me about this wine epiphany that you experienced while you were shooting the Blues Brothers in LA with Steve Cropper.
Well, that was a good story. You know, we were shooting the scenes in the church and some of the other things that we had to do on the back lot at Universal after we'd finished our 3 months in Chicago. So we were there, and Friday nights after shooting, Steve Cropper, who of course is one of the greatest guitar players on the planet, he's also the co-writer of Dock of the Bay. He also wrote Midnight Hour.
Classics.
99 and a Half, I Thank You. He was he was Otis Redding's guitar player.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Staxfold producer and musician who basically drove that music to popularity with all of the black artists that he was collaborating with. So he was a giant. He was in the movie, and there would have been no Blues Brothers without Steve and Dunn, the bass player. So Steve would invite us up to his house, just up the studio, 8 minutes away.
It's a Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive, out to these burger fests that we used to have. We go up for burgers or chicken or steak. And he was a real wine connoisseur, and he turned me on to the big, bold red Napas and the Bordeaux's. Prior to that, I'd have a Nouveau Beaujolais when it ever came out, and get a headache from drinking too much of that weak, watered down.
Sure.
That ain't a wine. Come on.
So
a wine is a Chateau Margaux. A wine is a Brun Cantenac. A wine is a Lynch Bage. A wine is a Pichot Lalande. Or a Diamond Creek, which I think is probably the best American wine ever made. Red wine, Diamond Creek, Volcanic Hill, and Gravelly Meadow. So he turned me on to all these beautiful wines.
He ruined you for life.
Ruined me. Now I can only have the best. Yeah.
And you're quite fond of white Burgundy as well, is that right?
I do. I love. I love Chassagne, Montrachet, Pouligny, Montrachet,
sexy wines.
Charlemagne, the big, the oaky yellows.
Yeah.
And in Niagara, Canada, we do make really good white wines. I've actually got a line of wines that I licensed through a company there. We've won an award for our Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
We make a Fumé Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc, and a Chardonnay, and I would put them against any French or California wine. The Niagara white production is excellent.
Yeah. And do you still own the 1987 Trotanoy Pomerol that River Phoenix gave?
No, I drank it last
You drank
summer,
it?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was great, yeah. I drank it because we were just reminiscing about River that summer, and we were talking, like I had just heard from his family and Joaquin and that, because they've started this incredible institute for peace and basically one that takes community relations to a new level, engaging social workers, law enforcement, and the disadvantaged to try to come to some new dialogue. So we were just talking about River, and I said, let's open that bottle.
Did you share it with Joaquin then?
Well, he wasn't with I just heard from the Phoenix family, so
in his memory.
was thinking about them, and I drank it with
well, wine should be drunk, so fantastic. And you'll be turning 60 this July, not that you look it.
No, that's a total no.
Will you be cracking open anything special to celebrate with?
I've got a big Jeroboam of I think it's Maine, Chateau Maine, I think, which I'm probably going to pop out,
Very nice.
I don't know what to do for the 60th. It's Donna's 55th in July. It's our 30th wedding anniversary in April.
You should have a year-long party.
My dad just turned 90. I'll be 60. So there will be some kind of celebration at the farm.
And what would your death row meal and matching wines be, Dan?
I have that all figured out. I would be on death row for killing a child molester. Straight out, just killed the child molester and got death. And I'd be sitting there, and I would be having a steak, T-bone steak with peas, horseradish, Yorkshire pudding and gravy, garlic mashed potatoes. This would have been preceded by a garlic shrimp cocktail and guacamole and chips, a shot of Patron tequila.
Nice.
The silver, and then we move on to this meal, as I said, the steak, Yorkshire pudding, garlic mashed potatoes, gravy, horseradish, peas, with a Lynch Bage or a Brun Cantenac, or a Pichot Lalande red, And then we would move on to the cheese course, and we would have maybe a nice Chateau Yquem, a Sauterne, or one of my Vidal ice wines that I make in Canada.
Yeah.
And for dessert, a Black Forest cake, or a chocolate mousse with Patron XO and cigars to finish. And
Whoa.
then at that point, the helicopter sound would emerge. My friends would come. They'd bust me out, and we'd go on to take care of other people who should be dealt with like vigilantes do.
Okay, fantastic. Well, it sounds like the
The whole
meal in
story.
itself might kill you. But finally, Dan, is it true that there's a Ghostbusters 3 movie in the making? This is very exciting.
Well, it's in the works. That's all I can say about it right now.
Okay.
It's just in the works. I mean,
Right.
we need to really, we can't go out there and do something that's not perfect. So right now we have a script that is imperfect, and we've got to perfect it.
Okay. Well, fantastic, Dan Aykroyd. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.